Welcome to the educational channel. This is episode 2 for grade 11, unit 1, festivals and occasions. In this episode, we will go through the grammar and language function. This is the episode agenda. We will talk about past simple, past continuous, modal verbs, intensifiers. The last thing we'll talk about is language functions. First, let's go through the past simple. We use the past simple to talk about completed past actions. Here's an example. We went to see the festival last summer. Notice we used went and last summer. These two words indicate or refer to an action happened in the past. And also we use the past simple to talk about generally true or repeated past actions. Here's an example. Many countries imported spices and tea from India. And notice we use imported. It indicates about an action happened in the past. And also we have the past continuous. We use the past continuous to talk about background actions. Here's an example. It was a rainy afternoon. We were watching TV. As you can see, we're watching TV. And also we use the past continuous to talk about past actions in progress when something happened. Here's an example. We were watching TV when the phone rang. In this sentence, you can notice there's two actions happened in the past. We're watching TV and at the same time, the phone rang. Modal verbs. Modal verbs express possibility, ability, certainty, permission, and suggestions. The modal verbs that you need to know in this unit are can, could, be able to, manage to. These modal verbs express ability and inability. First, can and could. Both of them express ability. We use can or could plus the verb in its base form to express ability of doing something either in the present or in the past. Here's an example. I can play football. This is a general ability. Another example. I could read when I was a child. This is a past ability. Notice the example, I can play football. If we used can't play football, and also here you are expressing the inability. And the same thing apply for could and couldn't. We use can for present, could for past. Now, be able to. We use be able to plus verb in its base form to talk about abilities in different tenses and times. Now, how to use be able to in present tense? Here's the rule. Am, or, is, or, are, plus able to. Here's an example. They are able to understand what you say. Notice here we followed the rule. We used are plus able to, and the word understand express the ability. Here's another example. He is able to go to the store on his own. Notice that we used is able to plus the verb go, which express the ability. Another example. I am able to hear you clearly. We followed the rule. As you can see, am plus able to, and the verb that indicates or refers to the ability is here. How to use be able to in past tense? Look at the rule. Was or were plus able to. Here's an example. She was able to go to school yesterday. Notice that we also followed the rule. Was plus able to, the verb go indicates or refer to the ability. Another example. they were able to attend the meeting. We followed the rule by putting were plus able to, and the verb that indicates or refers to the ability is attend. How to use be able to in present perfect. This is the rule. Have or has plus been plus able to. Here is an example. Muhammad has been able to drive since he was 18. And also here we followed the rule. As you can see, has been plus able to, and the verb that refers to the ability is drive. Another example, we have been able to install the satellite. Notice also we followed the rule by putting have plus been plus able to, and the verb that indicates the ability is install. How to use be able to in past perfect. Here is the rule. Had been plus able to. Here's an example. He had been able to finish the exam in an hour. And as you can see, we followed the rule by putting had been plus able to. And the verb that refers to the ability is finish. How to use be able to in future tense. Look at the rule. According to the rule, to use be able to in future tense, you must put will be plus able to. Here's an example. You will be able to watch TV. Notice we used will be plus able to. The verb that refers to the ability is watch. We have an exercise from the workbook, page 7, exercise number 5. Let's go through it together. Choose the correct verb in this conversation. This is a conversation between two persons, A and B. What we have to do is very simple. You have to read the sentence clearly and slowly to make sure that you choose the correct answer. Now, A. How did you learn to ride a horse? B said, I can't or couldn't remember exactly, but I know that I can or could ride when I was only 6 years old. Before you answer, look at the sentence. Try to figure out the tense of this sentence, past or present. So now again, I can't or couldn't remember exactly. Try to figure out the correct answer. The correct answer is can't. Let's complete the sentence. I can't remember exactly, but I know that I can or could ride when I was only 6 years old. As you can see, he said, according to the sentence, he said I was, so it refers to the past. So the correct answer here is could. I'll read the sentence again. I can't remember exactly, but I know that I could ride when I was only 6 years old. Have you ever had a riding accident? B said, yes, 2 years ago. I broke my leg, and I can't or couldn't ride for 6 months. Before you answer, try to figure out the tense of this sentence. He's talking about the past, so the correct answer here is couldn't. A said, what happened? He replied, I was riding in the park. My horse ran into a tree. I fell off and the horse fell on the top of me and trapped my leg. I could or couldn't move it a little, but I could or couldn't get it free. Now, the sentence is in past tense. Now, in order to choose the answer correctly, you must think about the ability and inability. So again, I'll repeat the sentence. I was riding in the park, my horse ran into a tree. I fell off and the horse fell on the top of me and trapped my leg. I could or couldn't move it a little. The correct answer here is could. But I could or couldn't get it free, and try to guess the correct answer. The answer is couldn't. A. So how did you escape? He replied by saying, I shouted as loudly as I could or managed to, and eventually I could or managed to attract someone's attention. Before we go through the text, let's answer these two questions first, then we will go through the text again. So, try to guess the answer of question number 6, as you can see. The answer is could. How about the second one? I could or managed to attract someone's attention, and the correct answer is managed to. I'll read it again. I shouted as loudly as I could, and eventually I managed to attract someone's attention. They called the hospital and an ambulance came for me. With great difficulty, they could or managed to move the horse and pull my leg free. Can you guess the correct answer here? The correct answer is managed to. It was then that I realized that I couldn't or didn't manage to walk. Guess. And the correct answer is couldn't. Now, this is the last question. I'm so glad you could or managed to get some help in the end. Can you try to guess the correct answer? The correct answer is managed to. I'll read the sentence again. I'm so glad you managed to get some help in the end. Let's go through the intensifiers. Intensifiers are adverbs that modify adjectives and adverbs. Examples of intensifiers. Quiet. Here's an example. Yesterday was quite cold. Very. The match was very intense. Fairly. The water is fairly warm. Extremely. It is extremely hot. A little. I am a little hungry. A bit. He is a bit angry. Absolutely. I am absolutely amazed. Now, you can read all these sentences without the intensifier, but when you add the intensifier before the adjective, you will modify the adjective. Now, for example, the last one, I am amazed. I read it without the intensifier, but when we add the intensifier before the adjective, I am absolutely amazed. Now you are modifying the adjective. And also we have pretty. The movie was pretty good. Student book, page 14, exercise number 4. Intensifiers. So you have to add one of the intensifiers in the correct place in the following sentences. Here's an example. It is quite hot today. I am a little tired today. You are absolutely right. They got a brand new car. As you can see, you can read all these sentences without the intensifier, but when we add the intensifier, we are modifying the adjective. Now, look at this sentence. You must be good at organizing your time. If you want to add the intensifier, find the adjective. You must be extremely good at organizing your time. Look here, we added the intensifier before the adjective. How about B? They are preoccupied today. We added the intensifier before the adjective. They are fairly preoccupied today. Do it by yourself, exercise number 4, page 14, C and D. Phrasal verbs with go. We add either an adverb or a preposition to go to make a phrasal verb with go. Go plus adverb or preposition. Now, go through. Here's an example. You can't go through the wall. Go against. Here's an example. I can't go against my father's wish. Go into. Can you go into my room and get my bag? Go with. I went with Abdullah to the mall. Here's an exercise from the workbook, page 6, exercise number 1. Complete these sentences with one of the phrasal verbs from the box. Make sure you use the correct verb tense. Now, let's read A together. A. You must blank sleep. You look terrible. Try to answer by finding the correct phrasal verb from the box. The correct answer is go to. If the price of petrol blank again, I will have to stop using my car. The correct answer is goes up. C. My alarm clock blank at 6 o'clock every morning. The answer is goes off. Do it yourself workbook exercise number 1, page 6, D, E, and F. The last part of this episode, language function. When answering a language function question, you must consider the following. What would you say in the following situation? Put yourself in the exact situation. Write a full grammatical sentence. Any reasonable answer is acceptable. Which answer would be the most suitable response? Now, your friend asks you which festival do you prefer and why. Look at these answers, and the correct answer is number 2. Your friend asks you why you couldn't come to his birthday party. I am sorry, I couldn't come to your birthday party, but I had a family wedding that I had attended. In this episode, we looked at the new grammatical points and language functions. Thank you for watching.